So the point slope form, that's the second type of, that's the second formula to write an equation of the line. Again, what you need for this one is a slope and a point, okay? So for the first one, you need a slope and a y-intercept. For this one, you need a slope and a point, like 3, 5, 4, -2. And then the formula is this, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, so let me show you guys how to use them. So here it says to write an equation in slope-intercept form, right? And then graph it. So let's see what we've got here. You've got a slope, and you've got the y-intercept, that's your b, right? So you just plug it into the first equation, and you get y equals half x minus 5. Okay? Now, to graph this, the y-intercept is -5, so you put a point at -5. And then the slope is up 1/2. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Remember, you gotta use a ruler for your graphs, and you have to do it on graph paper. Next, we have a slope of -1. Y-intercept is 0, 10, so that's b. So it's going to be y equals -x plus 10. Y-intercept is +10. And then we go down 1/1. And that's how that looks. Okay? You can put arrows at the end or not. That's up to you. Okay? But they do stretch forever. Okay, now let's do point slope form. I'm not going to lie. I like point slope form a little better because there's a little bit more action in there, right? So look at what you're given. Look at how you know to use point slope form, right? You're given a slope and you're given a point. The first thing you do, just like we've always done, is label that x1, y1. Now, the formula is y minus y1. Let me write it over here so you guys can see it. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So y minus, what's y1? 2. Equal to 2/3. That's the slope. X minus x1, -3, so x plus 3. That's point slope form. So if it says to leave it on point slope form, that's how you want to leave it. Okay? So how do you graph this now? Well, same thing. Plug in the point, plot that point, -3, 2, -3, 1, 2, 3, 2, and then you have a slope up 2/3. Okay? You see that? Isn't that cute? Yeah? Okay, next one. Point and a slope, okay? x1, y1. All right, so somebody tell me. It's y and then? Y plus a half. It's equal to? X minus 9. Okay? To plot, you go to 9 and -1/2. Okay, so 9 and -1/2. So this is where it's super important to draw your graphs, right, on graph paper, so you're nice and precise, right? And you have to, you have to be using a ruler because it's like just the difference of a half. Okay, and then slope is -5, which is the same as -5/1. So I go down 5/1. But look, here, I don't have room to go down 5/1. So what do I do to compensate? You can go up and left instead, okay? So you just do the opposite. Instead of down right, we go up left, okay? So up 5, and remember, so we're going in the like middles, right? Like, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 1/, sorry. Oops. All right. Yes.
will you ever have to like change the point slope form?
Sometimes, yeah.
Like how?
Here, we're gonna do that on the next page, okay? All right. Okay, so here we go. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for each line. Okay, so to do it in slope-intercept form, you need a slope and a y-intercept. All right, so where is the y-intercept? Here. Okay, it's where it crosses the y-axis. So I say b is equal to 5. Okay, slope. You see how I have 2 points given to you here? Right? Go from the first point to the other point. Well, here we got to go down a little bit. And then we got to go over a little bit. How much do we go down?
8.
Right? So that's -8 and then over 6. Okay? So the slope is -8 over 6, which is how much? 4/3. Good. -4/3. I know. Okay. So now m is -4/3 x plus 5. Okay? All right. Next one. What's the y-intercept? Yeah. Oh my God, it's y. Clara, same. So it's -4/3x plus 5. Okay, so the next one, what's the y-intercept? 7. Right, or b equals 7. Yeah. Okay, so slope, look, we're going to go from one point to the other point. We go 1, 2, 3, up over 1. So slope is 3. So y-intercept, 3x plus 7. Right? Not much action there. See why I like the other ones better? Right? Okay. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that satisfies the given conditions. Okay, so for slope-intercept, what do I need? A slope and a point. Okay, a slope and an intercept, right? So look at this one. I don't have either of those things. I don't even have slope. Well, let's find slope first. Okay, so let's find slope. Find m. Right, so, well, we're going to do it using the formula, right? 5 minus 2 over -1 minus 3. So slope is -3/4. Okay? Which other way?
It's so much easier if you
graph them?
No, like, last year our teacher did like...
You have 2 points here. Pick one of them to use. I'm going to pick this one just because it's the first one. So second step is use y equals mx plus b. So y is 2 equals m is -3/4. X is 3 plus b. Okay? So 2 is -9/4 plus b. And then if you add 9/4 to the other side, b is 17/4. Okay? So then the equation is y equals -3/4x plus 17/4. Okay? So we found m first, then we found b, because for slope-intercept we needed an m and a b. Okay, next, x-intercept and y-intercept is what's given to us. Okay, well, okay, y-intercept's given, yay, so that's b. Okay, but now I need a slope. Well, I can use what's given to find slope, right? Because if x-intercept is 3, another way to write that is 3, 0. And so what's another way to write y-intercept -2 in coordinate form? 0, comma, negative 2. Okay? If the x-intercept is 3, that number goes in the x position and the other one is 0. If the y-intercept is negative 2, that number goes in the y position and the other one is 0. So now can I find slope here? Negative 2 over negative 3, so that's just 2/3. So y-intercept, the slope-intercept form is y equals 2/3 x minus 2. Okay? All right. So next one. Passes through 5, comma 1 and negative 1, comma 2. All right, so here we go. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to find the slope-intercept of this one. You're going to mimic what we did in A. All right, on your mark, get set, go. I'll stop this for 2 minutes and then go back. 1 equals 5 over 2 plus b, which means I needed to subtract 5 over 2, subtract 5 over 2. So, you know, like on my scratch paper, what do I get? I get 1 minus 5 over 2, which you could do in a couple of ways. So this is 2 over 2 minus 5 over 2, which is negative 3 over 2. Or you can say, okay, 5 over 2 is 2.5. 1 minus 2.5, yeah, is 1.5. Yeah. Huh? Okay. All right, so let's move on to another one. We have, okay, it passes through negative 5 and 1, so that's my point, x comma y. I even like label it as I'm walking through the statement there. And is perpendicular to this. Okay, perpendicular gives us information about the slope. So if it's perpendicular to this line right here, that means I can use the slope over there. What's the slope here? M is 2. That means the perpendicular slope is the what? Negative 1/2. So M of the perpendicular line is negative 1/2. Okay? Like we learned last time. So now we're going to do it again. Y, which is 1, is equal to negative 1/2 x, which is negative 5, plus b. So 1 equals 5 over 2 plus b, and then you're like, wait, I just solved that one, and I got b equal to negative 3 over 2, so why reinvent the wheel? I already have it right there. So slope is negative 1/2 x minus 3 over 2. Okay? All right, next one. Passes through 3, negative 6. So how do I label that? X and y. And is parallel to 2/3 x plus 13. If it's parallel, it's the same slope, yes? So what slope am I going to use? M equals 2/3. All right, so I'm going to give you another 2 minutes to do this one. On your mark, get set, and go. I'll pause for 2 minutes. So since the 3's canceled here, I ended up with 2 plus b, and b is equal to negative 8. Okay, next. Passes through the origin and is parallel to the line blah, blah, blah. Okay, passes through the origin. What's the point it passes through? 0, 0. Fabulous. And is parallel to this, so what's the slope I'm going to use? Negative 2. Negative 2. Good. Huh? Okay, so look. If it passes through 0, 0, does that also give me the y-intercept? Yeah? So this is also the y-intercept. Let me do that in another color. Huh? That's it. So y equals mx plus b. It'll be negative 2x plus 0, just negative 2x. Okay? All right. So here we go. Determine whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. to do this, you need to find slopes. Okay? All right. The best way for me, even Mrs. Malikian at my age, the best way for me to find the slopes is to solve them for y. Solve each equation for y. This one is already solved for me, and m is equal to 1. I solve this one for y. I get negative x plus 6. What's the slope there? Negative 1. Okay, so is that the same slope? No. Is it the negative reciprocal? Yes, it is. So they're perpendicular. I know. Of course it makes sense. It's math, right? Math always makes sense after you get it, right? That's the tricky part. Yeah, that's the tricky part. Okay. So, here we go. Look. Y is equal to, for the second one, 2/5 x, so that's the slope, yes? Okay, here, look at what happens. I can solve this for y. Do I really need to do all the distributing and everything? No. I don't really have to, because why? Even if I were to solve it for y, look at what happens, right? I took the 3 to the other side, right? But then what would I have done? Multiply this in, so you get 2/5 x, right? But you can see that even from here, because moving the 3 over isn't going to change the 2/5 x term. So I know even from here that m is 2/5. So those two lines are what? Parallel. Okay, what about the next one? M is 2 here. Okay, what about here? 2y equals 4x plus 10. Y is 2x plus 5. What do you guys think? Parallel. The slope equals 2 over there as well. Either do the sign or write it out. Okay, here we go. Let's solve this for y. 3y equals negative x plus 6. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. This is one that always gets my students kind of confused. So y is negative x over 3. Another way to write that is negative 1 over 3x plus 2. Okay, so what are these things? Here the slope is 1/3. Here it's negative 1/3. Neither. They're nothing. They're nothing to each other. All right. Okay, so that's the lesson, and now you can do the